Welcome to What in the Smut podcast.
Where the books are horny, and so are we. I'm Elle.
And I'm Kay. I've seen some of what's going on in the Smutverse, so what do you got for us today?
The bookish event drama continues as the Dreamers and Readers Festival, scheduled for March 6th, 2026 in Dallas, Texas, was canceled with just 2 weeks' notice. Now, that may be enough of a heads up for your job, but in no way is that enough time for authors to recoup the money they dropped to attend. The organizers announced that the cancellation of the event, which was slated to pull in more than 1,700 attendees, was due to them not meeting the room block requirements in their contract with the venue.
Sounds a little bit suspicious.
Sounds like something that you would know well before 2 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
According to some authors, their table fees were $400, and it's looking unlikely that they'll get that money back. Authors attending also purchase their own books to sell at their table at an event like this. And with one this size, many are out thousands of dollars, even without factoring in flights and hotel.
I mean, the room block thing, I'm pretty sure if you don't fill a room block, they just open up the rooms to the public. Like, I
That's
don't
how
think...
almost every other room block works. But according to their posts about it, that was very much part of the contract with the venue, which...
I don't know. That seems like an easily debunked excuse. Like, but if you were supposed to have 1,700 guests...
Yeah.
Hundreds of authors.
So it says, our contract required a minimum number of guest rooms to be booked in connection with the event. That requirement was not met, resulting in significant attrition fees that are in addition to the event expenses and that greatly exceed ticket revenue. Under our agreement, the venue requires full payment of the outstanding balance, including those fees, before the event can take place. At this time, that requirement cannot be satisfied despite our efforts to do so. Payments already made toward the event have been retained and applied to the venue contract. This is not the first time that Fantastique Collection has faced criticism over an event that they were hosting, as the Throne of Starlight Ball that they were set to host in New Jersey last December has been indefinitely postponed. The analysis has already started across social media for how the organizers could have possibly let it get this far with the Dreamers and Readers Festival, with authors now scrambling to make their trips to Dallas worth it.
I have seen that a lot of people are coming together to try to make things happen. Like,
of course. And we see this with every single event gone awry. Like, we've seen this before where like local bookstores will be like, we'll host signing authors here. Like, we'll, like coffee shops will be like, come here, like whatever. And so it ends up like being like this beautiful Herculean challenge of community coming together. And it's just so unnecessary.
Right. I mean, and honestly, it ends up being more beneficial for the surrounding area. Like those bookstores that open up their doors and the coffee shops that open up their doors, they're getting business. So like, I guess that's a little bit of the silver lining in some of it
consolation prize
for those in the area. But like, oh man, if influencers and authors can pull this stuff together in a matter of days, again, I mean, you gotta have somebody that knows what they're doing with events.
Yep, correct. Now, our main character this week could probably find a golf course in Dallas to make the trip worth her while, so long as she brings along her trusty driver. Okay?
So this week, we read Fill My Divot by Lavender Bleu. I believe Lavender Bleu also goes by Laura Guest. So the Amazon page, the author Amazon page goes to Laura Guest. So it looks like she might have a couple pen names. But the synopsis says, Piper, the flirty brunette cart girl, has a love-hate relationship with the game of golf and never expected the game to change her life. It's not until she lands a hole-in-one and everything gets turned upside down that she now has a very unusual reason to perfect her swing.
We are
this
back
one
on our
brought us
bullshit.
back to our roots. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What would you call this on our smut scale?
Oh, this is a good question. I think I'm going to go with level 2. And the
Okay.
only reason I'm going with level 2 is one, she does, albeit in a dream, fuck the golf club while it's still a golf club.
Yeah.
And when they are intimate for real in real life, they are in public.
Yeah, good point.
So, like, it's barely a level 2. It's
Yeah.
barely a level 2. But I would still call it level 2 because we've got a non-human participant and we've got a slightly rarer kink with the public sex.
I'll take it. That's
Yeah.
fair. I didn't even really think, I mean, the public sex part of it did bother me in the moment, but I didn't even think about it in terms of our scale. So, nope, that makes sense.
Yeah. It's a choice.
Yeah.
Were there any trigger warnings with this one?
No. I mean, public sex
Public
would be
sex.
one. They're not being watched by anybody. It is pretty secluded where they're at, but there is the chance that they could get interrupted. So there's that.
There's some like mentions of potential sexual harassment, but not like anything explicit and certainly nothing on page. Like you
Yeah.
get the implication with a cart girl that men can be a little pushy. I wouldn't go so far as to call it triggering, but it is, the implication is there.
I mean, unless you were a cart girl in a past life and that was something that you had to deal with and hated, then
Yes.
that could be triggering for some.
That's true. That's true.
And also insertion of an object that is not a sex toy and or a penis.
That's
that could
true.
Be, and we know how you feel about like things with a grip handle and not being cleaned first.
Yeah, there is that. Most of it did happen in the dream, though.
Yeah.
Fewer foibles on that front this time around, I think.
This one did not have too many ratings on Amazon or on Goodreads. I think there were only 9 ratings on Amazon and only one of them had a review.
Oh.
So a 5-star on Amazon said super fun round of reading. I absolutely loved this novella. It was such a fun, wild ride. Super short and spicy, but full of golf puns, a cute cart girl, and a very special golf club. Ace is just as hot as human as he is in golf club form. After reading this, I'm considering seeing if my local golf course has any mysterious golf clubs laying around. I hope to have another sentient object romance to read from Lavender.
And a 5-star on Goodreads says this was a fun, quick read that's packed with cheesy golf puns that had me cackling. Piper definitely had the drive to improve her skills after that first ace. Honestly, if golf came with that kind of bonus, there would be a lot more women teed up about the game. I loved it.
I mean, clever and also probably accurate. This did bring us back to our roots, though.
It did.
This reminded me quite a bit of Unhinged, where it all began.
Yeah.
So, if you want to give Lavender Bleu her page reads, there will be a link in our show notes to get to this book. But there will be spoilers. We will go through the full plot. This is another short one, about 25 pages, I believe, on Kindle. So, you ready to get into it?
So ready. I liked the dedication from the author, which says, as a former cart girl, I've finally found use for all my otherwise useless golf knowledge.
I love that.
Yeah. I mean, they say write what you know.
We do also get, for anyone who actually golfs, let me preface this by saying this is pure fantasy. The main character uses a driver on a par 3, something that would never happen in real life. But the golf club is also magically turned into a man, so let's not get too caught up in realism. Enjoy the short and raunchy golf-inspired romance.
Love it.
That's funny because I have no idea when you would use a driver for.
I had like a general vibe that drivers are for like bigger holes, but it wouldn't have stood out to me as unusual, I don't think.
So we start off with Piper finishing out. It seems like a golf tournament. She was finishing out her last like run for drinks for this golf tournament, and how it was astonishing how much alcohol a group of 100 men could put away, not even counting the endless fireball shots I poured. And if this did not like speak to me, I was like, I can only imagine. I've seen men in my life come home from golf tournaments.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's why they usually feed them at the end of it.
No, yeah. I was adjacent to this culture growing up. And
Yeah.
boy, am I glad I was never a fucking cart girl because, like, I changed my mind. This stuff is really triggering. She thinks that she shouldn't complain about her job as a cart girl. There weren't many other ways to make this kind of money in tips that didn't involve me taking my clothes off. Not that there was anything wrong with that, but it wasn't for me. Like, mood.
Fair.
Yep. But we get like just little brief glimpses of what she's dealing with. There's a middle-aged white guy who's slurring his words as he hands her a 20 before wobbling off in his golf cart. She thinks it should be illegal to drive one of those things while intoxicated. Actually, it probably is.
I mean, when you think about it, think about how many men, especially during these tournaments and stuff. And during the tournaments, like, they have to have a golf cart to keep things moving. So
Yes.
how many of them are just
Fully plastered.
Yes. And
Yes.
like, I understand that you're not going the same speed as you would be going in a car, and
Yes.
that there's not as much traffic as there is when you're in a car. But also, you have no doors or walls or windshield, and there's water and there's trees. Like, it still is just as dangerous and potentially deadly to be driving one of those wasted.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not a good idea.
No.
But we'll breeze right past that because Piper is thinking about all of the bills she has to pay. She thinks the work exhausted me, but I'd rather be exhausted and earn a lot of money. Tuition and rent would not pay themselves, and it's not like I had parents to fall back on. So we don't get any more detail into that, by the way, because I was like, oh, do we have an orphan situation? Like, is she's a college student? Is this a bachelor's program, master's program? Like,
Yeah, we get
what kind of
no
tuition are we paying?
specifics.
None whatsoever. Like, we'll learn that her apartment isn't in a great part of town, but that's it.
Yeah. And I mean, that could be for any reason.
Like, I've lived in not great parts of town just by nature of living in a city, but I wasn't even paying tuition at the time. So.
Right. And also, like, yeah, you're right. Like, a cart girl, you can make great tips, but it's also seasonal. So, like, are you making, at this point, tuition for colleges right now is just like astronomical.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Even for state schools is just astronomical. That should be a trigger warning.
Yes.
This is part of the conversation about
good
tuition.
Anyway, so despite this tantalizing piece of information that she doesn't have parents to fall back on, we're going to breeze right past that too.
Yep, we get no more information about that.
None. She leaves the empty ice buckets for maintenance to deal with, I assume like on the course. And then she parked at hole 6, the farthest spot from the clubhouse. She heads back toward the clubhouse. And like, truly, this does feel like a nod to cart girls everywhere because the details that she provides feel like they would be like a nod to the people who know. There are, of course, like the homeowners who live on properties that back up to golf courses. Yeah. So we get a mention to them lounging on their patios with drinks, waving as she passes by. She waves back because she's practically a fixture in their backyard at this point. It's getting dark, but she takes a sharp left toward hole 3 and has to slam on the brakes because some dumbass left their driver smack in the middle of the path.
Which could have fallen out of their bag because they were drunk driving.
Because they were drunk. Yeah.
And I didn't notice. So, like, that probably does happen frequently, I would assume.
I have to assume.
So she picks it up and we get a description. The cool metal shaft slid against my palms as I picked it up. The color was unreal. Deep, slick, like oil painted onto steel, and definitely expensive.
Good description.
It is a good description. It's got a blue handle, so like we do get good description of this. It did remind me a little bit of Handle Me, the hockey stick romance that we did.
It reminded me a lot of Handle Me.
And I was like, so help me, if this thing doesn't turn into a real man, I'm going to be real pissed about it because like that was my biggest gripe with that one.
It was, I recall.
no worries. It does turn into a real man. So she's like, all right, I'll bring it to the pro shop. Somebody will realize they're missing it. They'll come pick it up. I did have highlighted, like, she goes into the pro shop. She's like trying to cash out for the day.
Yeah.
And there is a guy named Jack. There was something about boys in the food industry. They're always too pushy. Just because they made me lunch doesn't mean I owed them anything. It was literally their job. And this is like, brings me back to like my waitressing days a little bit. The guys that were working at the restaurant were like not what I was looking for in a man.
No.
Now, there are exceptions to every rule, but the rule is typically not good. She's like, what do you need? What do you want from this guy, Jack? And he's like, what? I can't just talk to you now? Which is, again,
it's so typical. This is such a short interaction and we're never going to see this man again. But like, damn if he wasn't a real ass person that pretty much every single woman in her life has dealt with at some point.
Can't deal with rejection.
No.
And needs, what? I can't just
can't take a hint.
She says, I'm not in the mood, Jack. I just want to cash out and go home. I shoved past him and went inside to clock out. Thankfully, he didn't follow. So, again, we get these little interactions. It's not necessarily an oops, all bad guys like we've seen in the past. Like, the drunk guy wasn't nefarious. He was just
he's just drunk.
Just a drunk guy. This guy wasn't nefarious so much. He was just kind of a stupid boy.
Yeah.
This was like, maybe I should think about becoming a cart girl for the summer.
Yeah.
$1,800 in tips for one day.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's a lot.
But I mean, if the author was a cart girl in the past, like, she's got to have a number that she thinks is realistic. So like, damn.
Right?
Granted, it was a tournament day.
Yes,
so
it was.
There's going to be more people on the course, but wow. Yeah.
Yeah. But she's tired. She's annoyed. She wants to go home. And so without thinking, she grabbed everything from the cart, including the driver, and tossed it all into her truck and headed home, only stopping for tacos before I crashed out for the night. This made me want tacos.
You're gonna have tacos for dinner tonight.
Yeah, I want tacos real bad now. But and like what's funny about this is like it's not like there's a ton of description. It's not like, oh, it's like I take a bite of the taco and my mouth is filled with cilantro and onion and tomato and whatever. Like, we don't get any.
Those descriptors make me say I don't want a taco. I hate cilantro.
I have no words for that, and we're going to breeze past that because
tastes like
girl,
soap.
I'm sorry for your misfortune in the genetic department, but my point is that, like, despite the fact that I don't feel like the writing is particularly flowery or descriptive, like, I do feel like I'm here.
Yeah,
like,
we almost get that like subliminal messaging instead.
Yeah. I literally don't know how to describe it. Like, there's just enough here that we get exactly the setting. We get exactly the kind of people that she deals with on a day-to-day basis. We get exactly what her like exhaustion comes from. All of this works so well, and there's so much here, and we are on page 4.
Yeah, like she hits the sweet spot with that stuff. I think.
It's very well done. And I feel like in any other novella, when there's this little, like, she uses the descriptions where they need to be. Like, we get details about what the driver looks like. We get details about like the setting. We get just enough where it feels very filled out. It feels like we have exactly the right amount of information. And I'm just impressed by that.
Caught up in details that are not important, I think is the part that really it comes down to.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Yeah, you're right. So before she goes inside, because she's like, oh, shoot, I brought this home with me. I can't leave it in my car because it will get stolen, which, I mean, I've had to think about that in the past, too. Like, you can't leave anything out in the car. Yes. And so before she goes inside, she gives an imaginary swing in the parking lot of her apartment, which also, I don't know how many, like, big golfers you have in your life. But I've got a couple. They are, whether they have a club or not, practicing their swing all the time. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I feel like my brother-in-law, when we're out and he sees grass, it's like grass takes him to where, like, takes him to the course because he's always practicing his swing. But it doesn't necessarily even have to be outside. Sometimes he'll just be in the living room doing it, which is funny
That's
to
so
me.
weird.
Yeah. After devouring 4 delicious tacos, she curls up in bed with her fuzzy blanket and a reality show playing in the background.
I will say, I personally would not crawl into bed to watch reality TV without having washed my face.
No.
Like, I feel like once you get into bed, why would you want to get up again? Really?
I'm terrible about, I like never wash my face before bed.
Oh my God.
I know, it's bad.
Why?
I don't know, but my skin's not bad, so it's never been something that, like, I know.
That's crazy.
So
you're the heroine in a romance movie where, like, I watch, like, on Hallmark and she goes to bed with a full face of makeup and I'm like, that's not realistic.
Yeah, it is for me.
This is crazy. I also have eczema though, so like if I don't wash my face and like slather on my moisturizer before I go to bed, I will wake up with like scaly, itchy skin, like, and it's so uncomfortable.
Yeah, for all of the things that I've wished for in my life, like good skin has always been something that I've kind of just had, which I understand is like a gift from God. I get it.
You are blessed.
I know, but I'm also going to be 60 and look like I'm 85 because I'm going to not have, I don't know, have lots of wrinkles or whatnot.
I don't think that's
what they
gonna
say.
happen. Who says that?
I don't know, probably men that are trying to sell you skincare.
Yeah. You know what I've been excited about recently is like I'm starting to see my laugh wrinkles come in.
Yeah.
And I just like
Aging is a privilege.
So yeah.
Aging is a privilege, and it means that you're happy.
Yeah. I saw there was one woman who was like, fuck trying to get rid of my wrinkles. I'm coloring them in with sparkly gold, like eyeliner. And it actually looked so sick. I want to start doing it with my laugh lines because it's just like,
yeah,
it looked really cool.
I mean,
like it.
Aging is a privilege.
Beats the alternative.
Yep. 100%.
I said that once and someone was like, not aging? And I was like, no, dying young. Like, what do you mean?
Yes, not aging. Dead.
Dead. Anyway.
So her last thought is sleeping in my makeup was a guaranteed breakout, which apparently would be your last thought also. Not mine, as we've discussed. So we get a dream sequence here.
We do.
Which I was like, oh no, is this whole thing going to be a dream?
I had a similar thought.
It's not, but also we get kind of that first dream sequence kind of situation from Unhinged. Same kind of thing.
Yep.
So her fingers tightened around the sleek blue grip of my driver, giving it a slight squeeze. A low groan echoed through the air. I froze looking around, but the course was still empty. So she, in this dream, leaves a divot in the grass as she's hitting the ball, and she goes over to grab the divot mix to fill it, which again, golf knowledge
I didn't know was a thing. Nope. I knew that divots happened. I knew that you would have to fix them. I, for some reason, thought you would just pick up the dirt that you had knocked out with the swing to put back into the divot. I didn't realize there was like a whole process.
I didn't either. But as she bends over to fill in the divot, she realizes that she's not wearing any underwear underneath her golf skirt.
This is very dream accurate.
Yes, it's like all of a sudden I realized I was naked.
Right. It's like, why didn't I notice that before?
So after realizing in her dream that she's not wearing any underwear, she grabs her club and sits back down in the golf cart and decides to start to touch herself, as one does.
I'll allow it for the dream sequence. Like, so much of this is like, yep, this is dream logic, where you're like, I'm in my house, but it's not my house, but it is my house, you know? Like, I'm at the golf course, but it's not the golf course I work at, but it's definitely a golf course that I work at in my dream. And of course, suddenly I realize I'm not wearing any underwear, but I'm really horny. Like,
Might as well take care of this at work.
yeah, sure. Why not?
So then she's continuing to touch herself. She opens her eyes and she realizes that the driver's right next to her. So might as well add that into the mix. And it just was also interesting because the logistics of this, I feel like, were a little unsafe as she sinks down onto the driver. So like you're holding is it still up against the ground? Like I feel like there's no give if you're just,
Well, it says she says fuck it and bends over the seats. Like this would have to be sideways
from the side, but usually there's like a little.
Usually there's a handle, which is why I'm
so you don't slide out when you drunkenly take a corner too quick.
Correct, all of the above. But then, so she's bent over the seats, her ass out to the side, while she straddles the driver. How?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I'm back to the Puck Bunny sending selfies of her fucking the hockey stick, like trying to figure out the logistics of how that all works. Like, this doesn't make any sense because, like, also, she thinks in her dream, I'm sure there have been weirder things done on a golf course.
I mean, I wouldn't say weirder, but like this probably isn't the first time that this has happened on a golf course. I'd go so far as to say that.
I did.
In the age of OnlyFans, you think that this has not happened?
No, you're right. You're right. I rescind. You're right.
There's a market for that specific scene, I feel like.
No, you're so correct. I was not thinking big enough. But it also says that she adjusts to the size. And now, like, I've been to Topgolf. Like, I've handled a driver before. Like, it's not like a hockey stick. It's not.
No, adjusting to that size
would be easy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not anything to like write home about.
No. But hey, whatever does it for her, I suppose.
I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be anything that you're really adjusting to.
Yeah.
Like, we're not talking energy drink cans. We're not talking hockey sticks. We're not talking doorknobs. Of all of the sentient object things that have been put up there, this is probably the most
reasonably sized.
Comfortable.
Yeah. But she hears another moan this time. Someone whispering, "Fuck, you're so tight. You feel amazing." And in her dreams, it stops her in her tracks, but no one was there. And so she gets herself to come and then she wakes up.
Yeah. Which is a great way to wake up after a sex dream.
Yes.
Especially if you're satisfied after the sex dream. Because I feel like usually you wake up and you're like right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Damn
and
it.
You're like, yes. It's like when you lose a sneeze.
Yeah. Also, that Threads thing.
Yes.
Men talking about their orgasms being like a sneeze. And people are leaving their whole ass families for a sneeze. So she wakes up and realizes, strangely enough, that the driver is next to her in bed. I want to know how this happened because we're not getting any like magic from the driver other than what's going to happen on the golf course.
I was going to say, you wouldn't call that magic? Or?
No, but I'm not picturing it magically appearing next to her bed. Like she had to have reached out to grab it while she was half asleep, you know?
Yeah. She does. It does say, I groggily reached for the grip, half expecting, I don't even know what. But it's dry and clean. No sleep humping for me, thank God.
I mean,
it did feel very real when she woke up. So I think this is an understandable fear of like, did I insert a foreign object into my body while I was half asleep? Like,
yeah. I mean,
that she found on the ground, by the way.
Yeah. Found on the ground. Doesn't know whose it was. Doesn't know whose hands have been on it. Your favorite. So she wakes up. She gets up to shower.
She even double checked that she was still wearing underwear just in case.
That's funny when you have to, like, double check that you're wearing underwear.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever forgotten to put underwear on.
No. Certainly not while wearing a skirt.
No.
Also, I feel like in a golf skirt, I would want one that has like I would want skirt like
Yeah.
action for an outfit like that. So you're like
Yeah.
outside dealing with drunk people. I wouldn't want a gust of wind showing off my panties.
Should probably get
Anyway,
higher tips that day, though.
once again, I'm not thinking big enough.
Oh, man. So she clocks in, drives the cart over to her truck to grab her essentials, water bottle, snacks, headphones, a hat, and the golf club.
Mhm.
Most of the guys from yesterday were back for another round, and I'm sure someone will ask if I found anything on the course last night. So she sees one of her regulars that usually wants to chat but doesn't actually buy anything, so she pretends like she doesn't hear him and
Mhm.
takes off.
Mhm.
So things have calmed down. It was the last group has headed out. She's pretty much done, but her
Yeah.
manager had told her that now she needs to wait for maintenance to come and pick up the ice buckets
Before she can leave.
she
Yeah.
can leave. She's waiting for maintenance to come, which makes all of this that's about to happen like a little bit more scandalous.
I agree. Yes. When I first sped through this, I thought it was still daytime and I was very confused
Yeah.
because I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? But she's waiting at a hole that is specifically more secluded. There's a bathroom nearby and no houses. But after an hour, she gets restless and takes off her collared shirt to reveal her tank top underneath. Like, it must be a very warm evening.
It also talks about eucalyptus trees. So are
Mhm.
they in Australia? Because are there any eucalyptus trees here?
I do think they plant them. I don't think they grow naturally in the States. But I feel like on like Florida golf courses, there would be eucalyptus.
California has a vast, well-established population of non-native eucalyptus trees.
That
So
sounds right.
maybe this is
Okay.
California.
Maybe this is California, in which case it's not necessarily a seasonal gig.
That's true. That's an excellent point. That was my New England in me came out because golf is not a seasonal thing, even down in Florida when it might have been a little bit cold and icy this year, but still people golfing. So excellent point.
So she is getting bored waiting for maintenance to come pick up the ice buckets. And she goes out and takes a few lazy swings just for fun. The first two actually land close to the cup, not bad for me. Grinning, I pick up my last pink ball and step onto the tee box. I wiggle my hips.
Also, the pink ball was also what she dreamt about.
Yes, that's true.
So this is where we get technically a driver isn't the right club for a par 3, but after last night, I have to use it. The grip feels perfect in my hands, and honestly, the thing seems to work some kind of magic for me today. She swings, she gets a hole-in-one. Which is a big deal for any golfer.
Yeah.
To do it when nobody else is around and watching you is probably a little devastating.
Yeah, no one witnessed it. Absolutely heartbreaking.
So she sprints forward to try to make sure that like, oh, I actually made that in, because that's not something that cart girls can do. And she hears clapping behind her. She whirls around and sees a man standing where she just dropped the driver. Tall, broad-shouldered, dark, slightly tousled hair. He watched me with amusement, his powerful arms flexing with each clap, lips curved in a smirk. Great description. Like, you see it and you're like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
There's a hot man standing behind her clapping for her hole-in-one.
This would terrify me. I don't care how hot he is. It is dark.
Secluded. Yeah.
It is secluded. I didn't know someone was there. Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's fair. Especially since she's used to seeing regulars and stuff. So it's not somebody that she knows.
Yeah. And a good looking stranger in a dark and secluded place means serial killer. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is Ted Bundy ass like behavior.
That's what I was going to say. So she's like, what the? And he says, nice shot. And she's like, where did you come from?
Yep.
And this made it a little more serial killery with his smirk deepened. you already know, don't you? Like, from the well in the woods. Like, the story could have gone in a completely different direction. This could have been a dark romance. It's not, but it could have been.
It really could have been. I don't like it.
He also says, guess you could say I've been waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of freaking her out, she's like, oh, the driver turned into him.
She just decides that's correct. And she says, how is that possible? And can't stop herself from reaching out and poking him in the chest, which is funny.
I just pictured like just, excuse me, tap, tap, tap.
Tap, tap. And he replies, my soul was bound to that driver, waiting for the right person to hit a hole-in-one and break the enchantment. He said it all as if it's the only logical explanation.
So that makes me question if just anybody had hit a hole-in-one, he wouldn't have, but it had to be the right person. It had to be her.
I guess.
Talk about soulmates.
I suppose. So then he picks her up.
Yeah. Nope. Well, no. I say nope, but only because it's brand new.
Nope.
I say nope, but only because it still is a questionable person that was just interacting in the past 5 seconds. If it was somebody I knew, yeah, pick me up. Toss me around.
Yeah. And he says, I guess you could say you drove me back to life. And she says, did you really just make a golf pun right now? And he replies, you set me up for it perfectly. No, she didn't.
No.
She didn't say anything.
No.
What do you mean?
So she goes, so you were really in my dreams last night. So this is where we're getting more of the like the interaction in the dream, very similar to Unhinged, where it like makes them be more okay with it.
Yeah.
And he says, you have quite the imagination. The things you did to me before I was even in human form.
Good Lord. Piper replies, what should I call you? Because a hot guy who used to be my golf club is a little long. And he says, you can call me Ace. And she says, yeah, sounds about right. Which, like, I don't know.
It got a little cheesy. It got a little cheesy.
The other thing that I found kind of interesting is how quickly she decides that this was her golf club. Because she keeps saying, like, an ache built between my legs. A need I shouldn't be feeling this intensely for a guy I technically just met, even if he was my golf club. Like,
well, it's kind of like, I lick it, it's mine. Kind of thing. I licked it, it belongs to me. She like shoved it up there. It belongs to her now.
There's so much wrong with that, but I'm not going to get
into that. Those are like 90s kid rules. What are you talking about?
I know. I'm with you. I was like, yeah, that's reasonable. And then I was like, no, it's not.
So she asks him, so do you feel as good in human form as you did as a golf club? And there's only one way to find out. So listen, I needed more banter.
Yeah.
This was not the banter that I like so much. It was a little too cheesy for me.
I agree.
It still works. It still is. It still ends up being a good scene, but the banter was just not where I wanted it to be.
Yeah, I agree.
Before I could react, he lifted me effortlessly, throwing me over his shoulder like I weighed nothing. I let out a squeal, gripping his broad back as my world tilted. I like that. They've established a rapport in these 30 seconds now, so now I'm on board.
Meanwhile, I'm like, put me down!
No.
No!
Make me feel weightless. Lovely.
Oh my God. So he lays her down on the front seat. He settles between her legs. So I guess we're just going to assume there are no handles on the side of this golf cart. Why not?
Yeah.
The thick, hard press of him against me had me shifting, desperate for more contact. He groans and says, there'll be plenty of time for that. Right now, it's about you, Piper. You brought me to life, and I'll be forever grateful. So he doesn't actually do anything for her.
No, she goes down on him. It's not a bad. It's again.
All he does is ruin her underwear, and then she gives him a blowjob.
Men. This is all about you, baby. Now I want it sloppy.
Right? Like, literally the only thing he does is he kisses the inside of her thigh, almost gets to her pussy, slides a finger through her folds, and then that's it.
And she says, you talk a big game, sir. Yeah, it seems like he does.
Yeah.
He says, you'll be pleasantly surprised. You've already got me in full swing. I do like the puns. Holly Wilde would be proud. This is like a protege.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, there was enough good puns that I'm like, okay, like, it's
Yes.
not Holly Wilde status, but
No.
she could be her apprentice.
I agree with that assessment. Absolutely. And so then Piper reaches for his belt buckle and says, can I? Like, so she slowly sits up and reaches for his belt buckle with deliberate intent. And then he stands tall, erection right at eye level.
What's a tall man or a short golf cart?
No, this is a short man. Golf carts are not tall. You have to,
No, but to be sitting,
descend.
But to be sitting, I mean, you have to descend to sit in a chair. Like, to be sitting, if I'm sitting in a chair
I imagined her like on her stomach, I imagined her like with seat level, not sitting up. You're right. If she were fully sitting up and his erection's at eye level, then yes, that is an insanely tall man. I agree. You're right.
But
No, you're right.
now I'm thinking in terms of like the seat that I'm sitting in right now.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's still really tall.
It would be tall.
My kind of man.
So he does not do anything for her.
No.
And instead, she pulls down his zipper to reveal boxers patterned with tiny golf tees.
Nice addition. Nice little detail there. I liked it.
And then she pulls down his boxers and says, what is that?
Just what every man wants to hear.
I know. I'm surprised he didn't go soft right then and there. Because he wraps a hand around himself and gives it a slow, deliberate stroke. You don't like it? And she says, it's just different and so big.
But here's the thing, like, it's not that different. Like, his length is subtly ribbed, which, like, okay, that could be alarming. Sure.
That would be weird to look at, yeah.
But again, created for her pleasure.
Yeah, I'm on board with a ribbed dick. This is great.
But beneath it sits 2 golf ball sized spheres slightly larger than scale. Like,
it's just not normal.
Yeah. I wish that it was a little bit more, either like take that out with the what is that, or like make it a little more interesting. Make it have some like T shape to it or something, like flared at the end, or
sure. No, I wouldn't want that. That would have upset me. But like, yeah. I agree.
make it something other than just like ribbed, because also like a golf club isn't really ribbed. It's
not that ribbed.
Indents, not ribbing. It's like the little almost like dots.
Yeah. You're right.
Which would be better if they were like out the other way.
If they were concave instead of convex.
Sure.
Convex instead of concave is what I meant.
Okay. I was with you.
Anyway. So yeah, she has never been this eager before, but I want to explore every inch of his unique anatomy. Like, I don't know, it's not that unique, but
no,
sure.
but that's fine. She likes it. He says what any man says when all of the blood has gone rushing. Fuck, Piper, your mouth is amazing. Realistic.
Yep. Yes. But then she goes down on him for a bit and then pulls away, not ready for this to end just yet. And he says, unless you need to breathe, don't worry about me finishing. I'll say hard as long as you need, which like led me to believe that he wasn't going to finish.
Yeah, that it was going to last for longer.
That he was going to last forever. But no, what he means is I will come, but I will still be hard, which was surprising to me because he thrusts into her and then comes down her throat. And I was like, well, wait, you talked such a big game and then you came in the next paragraph.
It's funny. Also, I wish that we got some, like, if the anatomy is going to look different, give me like that is tasted like whatever drink special they have.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like, give me something other than like just average, I don't know, personal preference.
Semen. Yeah.
So then he says, "Come take a seat, Piper. You've got me all teed up," which I liked that. That was funny to me.
That one
Let's
was
see
funny.
how
Yes.
well you handle a long drive. Like the puns, the golf puns were good.
They were. I agree.
But also, here's another problem I have with this. So, like,
Go on.
all of this was working for her. She was turned on. We've
Yeah.
gotten information that she was wet. However, he really has not done anything to her. So, she's wet. That's great. But he's not,
Yeah.
like, primed her for anything.
No. You got to warm your partner up.
Huh?
Like, yes, wet helps.
Yes.
Like, it really, really does. But part of the reason why foreplay is so important with a person with a vagina is that stimulation helps relax those muscles.
Mhm.
It's going to make it so that an intrusion doesn't fucking hurt.
Especially since he's so big.
Yeah.
As they all are.
As they always are. And she's so tight. Like,
Mhm.
okay, we get it.
So he's sitting on the bench of the golf cart. She's on
Yes.
top of him. She's trying to stifle her noises, and
Mhm.
he's not having it. He grabbed my chin, forcing me to meet his gaze. "Let me hear you," he demanded, thrusting up into me with enough force to knock a sharp cry from my lips. Didn't love that.
I like giving permission to make sounds, despite the
Yeah.
fact that we are fully in public, and I don't like that.
Mhm.
But, like, there is something somewhat erotic about, like, yes, I want to hear your sounds because, like, like trying to stop yourself from making a sound is kind of preventing you from really being in the moment. And I think that there's something really, really good about a partner who's like, no, I want to hear you, like, let the sounds out.
Yeah.
But yes, like thrusting up with force and causing a sharp cry does not sound particularly enjoyable.
No. Also, the cool metal of the steering wheel dug into my back as I arched, and then, something extra buzzed against my clit. So he says,
two things. First,
why didn't they scoot over so they weren't in front of the steering wheel? Yeah.
Why are we in front of the steering wheel? That's not necessary.
Yeah.
There's more space on the literally 6 inches to one side.
Yeah.
Why?
I know.
Anyway, how did you feel about him developing a vibrator for her?
I think the fact that he said, "I had a vibrating tea added for your pleasure," like, who'd you talk to get that to happen? How'd you have it added? Did you was it surgical? We talking to the sentient objects gods over there to make it like, you know what? It's already a little bit different.
With the energy drink can from last book.
Yeah, I mean, instead of growing horns, he grew a golf tee. Like, it just was a weird, instead of like, it's just part of who I am, it was like, I had it added. What? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yes. I appreciate built for her pleasure. I think we cooked a little too hard. This wasn't overcooked. Let's rein it in. Did want to ask, because he is going to tell her to come here. How was that for you?
It just can't be me. I don't know. Like he does say come all over my cock, Piper. And I mean, if you're like really in the moment, it seems to work for her because she says that was all it took. That would probably make me start over again. Like, So didn't work for me. So then we get like, he cursed under his breath, gripping my hips so tight I knew I'd have bruises tomorrow. Don't really love that. Like, I mean, I guess losing control and restraint and all of that in a good way, sure. And don't mark me. Some people are into that, and that's fine.
Yes.
Again, personal preference.
Yeah.
So then the whole reason she was there was because she was waiting for maintenance to come.
Yep.
The whole reason she was there. So
instead they leave before maintenance comes and catches them.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean?
Uh-huh.
So she asks him to come home with her, and he says always, which not always, like,
no.
And then we find out that also not always, because as soon as they leave that green, the warmth of his hand on her leg vanished, And she looked beside her, and Ace was gone, and in his place was a shiny, blue, perfect driver. And just like that, reality set back in.
So we get an epilogue.
Mm-hmm.
It takes her 2 months to achieve another hole-in-one. And so she is at night trying to recreate the magic using a glow-in-the-dark ball. And she took a deep breath, lining up her shot. My hands were steady and my body remembered. I exhaled and swung. The ball soared, a perfect arc against the night sky. It landed, bounced once, twice, then rolled straight into the cup. A hole-in-one. The air shifted, charged with something electric. My pulse stuttered. I dropped my gaze to the driver I had dropped next to me. For a second, nothing happened. Then a swirl of glimmering haze took over my vision. Ace was there, shirtless, grinning like he had never left. Took you long enough, he teased. Okay.
I mean, I like that. I was thinking about this earlier, and I'm like, very similarly to how, again, with Unhinged, every 30 days, she needed to have sex with the door again to make him turn back into a man. I somewhat like the fact that, like, she decides when he, like, it's in her control. She's like, you know what?
It's
Yes, I'm
kind
gonna
of
have you
in
come
her
back to
control.
me. Well, yeah, she's got to be able to make the hole in one.
She's got to be a golf pro.
That's true.
But also, like, so he says, I'm back, at least for tonight. And then she says, I'll take what I can get because right now I had exactly what I wished for. And that's it. Like, it's one. She, like, gets emotional when he reappears. She let out a choked laugh, my vision blurring with emotion. Like, he has no personality. He's just hot and you like his dick. Like, what?
I mean, after 2 months, I would be emotional.
After 2 months, I would have given up on the goddamn game. Fuck this.
I mean, especially since it's not like he made it all about her pleasure. So no, yeah, I agree. I was mostly kidding about that. But yeah, no, and this is also like limerence again with like that one wonderful night together, and then he disappeared and he was made for her pleasure. So she's setting that golf club man up on a pedestal.
Yep. He has nothing to offer you except a dick. That's it.
Yeah, that's fair.
How would you rate this one?
I'm gonna give this one a 4.
Okay.
It was fun. It was a light read. It was a quick read. It like brought us back to our roots a little bit. It did remind me a lot of Unhinged, which is why we started all of this to begin with. So it was like almost a little nostalgic for me to read this one, I guess. But it was fun. It was light, and it was just the whole reason we wanted to do this podcast in the first place. So
that's
4
true.
for me. Also, it was for the most part well written. Like there were, I did have some complaints, but for the most part, like it was an easy, quick read that really just kind of flowed. So
yeah,
4.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm landing at 3.5.
Okay.
Like I agree with all of your points. It's just not as good as Unhinged.
Well, yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
And I think it hits a lot of the same beats. I think it does a good job. I loved the puns, but I was a little unsatisfied. Just a little.
Do you think it's because we've read things that are more outrageous?
I think it's because he talked a big game and then didn't go down on her or anything.
Fair.
Like, I think if he'd made her come first and like actually was like, I'll be forever grateful that you brought me to life, then I think this would have been like 4.5.
Excellent point. Excellent point. He did come first.
Yeah.
It should always be ladies first.
Correct. I don't care if he can stay hard after he comes. He got to come twice. She only came once.
Excellent point.
I said what I said.
Oh, man. Love that. Nope. Excellent point. I like it.
So, my favorite part of the episode, who did you cast?
So, for Piper, I cast Josie Loren.
Okay.
But she was from one of those gymnastic shows on like Disney Channel or Nickelodeon, whatever one it was. She's also been in one of the, she was in The Mentalist also.
Oh,
She's an
okay.
FBI agent.
She's gorgeous.
She's
I believe that she would
beautiful.
make $1,800 in tips in a single day.
Absolutely. Yep. So that was my choice for Piper. And then
Mhm.
for Ace, I almost
Mhm.
did choose Ace from Real World / The
Mhm.
Challenge, but I did not. I went with KJ Appa.
Okay.
I don't know. He's just kind of got the broad-shouldered, like,
Dark, tousled hair kind of
yeah,
vibes.
handsome.
Yeah,
Also,
I believe that.
have you seen all of his stuff with Mr. Amazing?
No.
He has this like alter ego called Mr. Amazing. And he like puts in fake teeth that are like snaggletooth, and he wears this ridiculous like look up Mr. Amazing because it's so funny.
You have to include it when we post this.
And it was like a TikTok like alter ego.
Is it Mr. Fantasy?
Oh yes, Mr. Fantasy. Sorry, not Mr. Amazing. Mr. Amazing is a wrestling thing. Mr. Fantasy, sorry.
Okay.
But he does music.
Oh my God.
And he does this outrageous like it's so funny. It's so funny. And I don't know, it popped up. Who was talking about it? Maybe Giggly Squad or Chicks in
Okay.
the Office. One of them, they were talking. It must have been Chicks in the Office. They were talking about Mr. Fantasy and how they're like, it was before it was kind of more widely like accepted that it is
KJ Appa.
KJ Appa, that like
Uh-huh.
they're like, no, it's definitely him. Like it's his face.
This is
It's
so
him. But he's got this whole like
funny.
whole persona. It's so
Yeah,
funny.
I see this. This reminds me of was it Garth Brooks? Do you remember this when Garth Brooks had an alter ego?
No.
Garth Brooks went on like he went through a weird phase where he created an alter ego called Chris Gaines.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's bizarre. He once hosted Saturday Night Live as himself, as Garth Brooks, but then the musical guest for that episode was Chris Gaines, who is also him, and they never talked about it, and it was very weird.
That is very weird. Also, he's got more of the like it probably was it country music.
Garth Brooks is a country
Well, I know
music.
Garth Brooks is, but was
No,
Chris
and
Gaines
Chris Gaines was like sad boy emo music.
which tracks? Because he's got the
Yeah.
long hair and his eyes and stuff. That's so funny.
Yeah, it's really weird. But like,
Interesting.
yeah, it's I don't know. Like it was like he like tried to pretend that it was for a movie that never came out and I don't think was ever even like shot. And he released like a whole album and like created like this super tragic backstory for Chris Gaines. And like Chris Gaines was like a sex addict. Everything about it was really weird.
Interesting. Well, you know, maybe he and Trisha Yearwood were going through a rough patch at that point. You never know.
Yes.
But if you've made it this far, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, tell your friends, leave comments on our social posts, watch us on YouTube if you haven't. And with that,
we are at our wits' end.
we'll see you next time.